2 weeks ago, we sat down, and not quite for the first time because you'd seen it as a baby, and then I
wasn't in diapers.
Sorry, you saw it as a kid, and it turned you into a baby, or you were a baby about it. We watched the first Alien.
I mean, as a 7-year-old, I will concede that point. I'm sure most 7-year-olds would
have been a baby about it. There is also, I don't know if you know, it's a franchise.
There's a franchise? There's more? Oh, of course
there is what many people would regard to be the best of the franchise sequel called Aliens.
Ooh.
Have you seen it?
I mean, I might as well have with all the pop culture stuff again, but
right,
no,
but like
technically, no, I have not seen the film in its entirety.
All right.
Has sprung.
It was 25 degrees this evening.
Yeah.
25 Celsius.
Yeah.
In
the
March.
Snow is melting. The leaves are not on the trees, but definitely rotting on the ground.
In March,
and the syrup
in
is
Canada, it was 25 degrees today.
Which is where we are.
But do you know what's wild? By middle of tomorrow afternoon, it's supposed to be below freezing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where people get sick. That's the weather where people are like,
up and down.
I don't know where I got this cold from.
So I make it no secret that I love winter.
Right.
I do enjoy summer as well.
Mm.
I'm not a fan of the in-between seasons. I like fall better than spring because spring is just dirty and nasty. Like all the crap from the snowfall is just kind of all of a sudden it appears, like
you're dirty and nasty.
Well, you know what I mean. Like all the salt and sand and stuff that's on the roads kind of is now on the sidewalks and the ditches and the road, and nothing looks pretty until the flowers start blooming in
oh, you mean
May
dog shit landmine season?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where people are like,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I stoop and scoop.
Yeah, you don't.
Dog shit. Not even bullshit.
But
dog shit.
I find it funny when people who live in our area, when somebody complains about winter, okay, that's one thing. Okay, winter is winter. Some people don't like it. Fine, sure, whatever. But when like March hits, end of March hits, and the weather starts yo-yoing, in Midwestern Ontario, like it always does every year.
Yeah.
Like 1 week it's snowing and -10. The next
like
week
the first time.
It's like, won't this weather make up its mind? No, it won't, because you live in Midwestern Ontario. If you wanted to stay a certain weather condition, move to, I don't know, Arizona.
There's a worse thing, though, that has happened this winter, and I don't know if I already talked about it on the podcast or not, but Midwestern Ontario, and specifically the area that we live in, just got like Mother Nature put us over her knee.
We got a good
winter.
old school winter.
And
we haven't had one in a while. It was nice.
And what's wild is, and this is the idiocracy of Facebook and social media and people who are, there should be a better vetting process for social media, right? Like you should have to pass a certain, not even IQ test, just like, are you an irritating human being? Yes. Sorry, social media is not for you. Every time, because we had like multiple storms. It's not just like we got one big dumping. It was storming every other day.
Yeah.
So there'd be this big ass storm.
Like one big long 2-week storm at one point.
So there'd be this big ass storm. We'd get 2 feet of snow overnight, and without fail, the next morning at like 6 a.m. on all those like local buy sell community groups, at like 6 a.m. people would start posting how are the roads between this town and this town? How are the roads? What's it like on this road? And eventually, the smartasses, who normally I'm like, don't be a smartass on social media. This time around, the smartasses, those were my people, because they would just jump on and then go, "It's snow. It has. What do you think? It's got snow on it. Don't drive. It's bad."
Well, on one hand, I agree with that sentiment, but not because it snowed, but more because all you have to do is a quick Google search for road closures, and the amount of time it took you to ask the question on Facebook, you could have figured it out on your own. And this is it,
because then people go, "Oh, well, yes, but senior citizens, they don't quite." No. There should be. This is the requirement. If you can't figure out how to Google road conditions, Facebook is too advanced for you.
Yeah. The other hand of that kind of argument where I disagree with them is that, again, Midwestern Ontario, because of where we are, we've got Lake Huron and Georgian Bay.
Yeah.
We get streamers of snow.
Oh, yeah.
So where we live, we might get nailed with 4 feet of snow overnight. But you go 15 minutes north,
and there's nothing.
They might not have gotten anything.
Yeah.
15 minutes south.
No,
I drove,
sure.
I drove truck for a while. And when I would drive, we'd get a nasty storm. I get 15, 20 minutes south. Clear as a bell.
In December, right? December was when the first storm hit, the first day of December. It was the start of December, which is when we left at 3 a.m. to get ahead of the storm to get to Quebec, because we went to Quebec for the week. And it was like, dude, I don't even know if we're going to have to turn around. This is insane. I don't know what's happening. We got half an hour down the road and there was grass.
Yeah.
And it was like, what is happening?
The closer you get to Toronto, the
all that aside,
usually always gets.
I am glad that spring again, also me, spring is my least favorite season. Yeah. Historically, it's just muddy and mucky and wet and cold.
It's not a fun.
And fall is much better.
The early spring is bad. Late spring is better.
But
late April, early May. That's when it starts.
If we're talking about one of those
nice.
bumper seasons, right? Sort of the transition seasons being spring and fall. Fall for me is a much better season.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that aside, there was. Today, all our windows were open.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here in the office editing a podcast thinking, I am not breathing the same air that I was breathing in November for once. This is nice.
Recirculated.
This is nice.
Yeah.
The flowers in our garden, maybe a little prematurely, but they're starting to poke their heads up, right? They're coming out. They're doing their thing. Yeah. And I was all stoked. I was outside this evening. It was 8 o'clock. And I'm outside and I'm like, this is beautiful. This is wonderful. This is goddamn mosquitoes. There was mosquitoes everywhere. And I'm like, you sons of bitches couldn't wait a couple of weeks. You were just like, what's that? It's warm out. Here we are. Anyways, hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
We are the B team. And the only good thing about early spring is maple syrup.
I was out doing maple syrup.
It. Nothing else about spring.
Which I gifted you a bottle.
Yeah, it was delicious. Goodness.
Pete got his bottle last night.
So nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. It's like cocaine.
So it's so good.
No,
oh my goodness.
In that, I have gifted you a bottle.
Yeah. First one's free.
That one was free. Yeah. And then we'll talk about prices after that. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be easier to get it at the store or cheaper.
I don't know. Have you seen the prices at the store lately?
I have, and I'm marking up. Bet your ass.
You competitive bastard.
So aliens.
Like not two,
no, just multiple. And not not two, multiple.
Multiplied.
Now,
multiplicative.
as we said,
compounding
in sort of the intro to this, as I said, this is often revered as the best one in the franchise.
Right.
widely considered to be the best one in the franchise.
Yeah.
I spent a very long time convinced that I thought it wasn't as good as the first one.
Is this your initial impression?
Yeah, sure. Let's just jump in. Initial impressions. I spent a really long time, and by really long time I mean like the 3 years since I watched these movies for the first time. I spent that time convinced that I thought that the first one was better than this.
Ooh.
And then we sat down, we watched it together,
just watched it.
And it turns out I was 100% right. This is not as good as the first one. There are some things that are better. Don't get me wrong. Better pacing. Better... Some of the effects are done better. One very major important effect I don't think is done as well. We'll get into that. But all in all, I don't like this film as much as the first one. I think it blunders a couple of things, but I'm going to end my initial impression with an important disclaimer. This film, or this type of film, ultimately, it's just not my cup of tea. Right. So I'm going to try to be as objective as I can in my review, because I know that these 80s sci-fi military films is not my thing. Right. Okay. It's just not my thing. The Terminator without Arnold in it would not be my thing.
Yeah.
Right. Arnold is, for me, the saving grace of the Terminator franchise.
That one's an interesting one too, because you say 80s sci-fi, but outside of the actual T-1000 and T-2000
and T-800
and what I'm saying is, like, I don't dispute the fact that they're sci-fi
and time travel.
I don't dispute that they're sci-fi. What I'm saying though is the sci-fi is pretty minimal.
Sure.
Because it takes place in present day. The sci-fi thing comes through a sci-fi time thing at the very beginning.
Right.
So you have like a machine out of time.
Right. What I will say, it's sort of my way around that then is I find the most boring part of the Terminator films anytime we're in the future and we're seeing that combat.
Yeah.
And I don't think, maybe I have seen it all the way through once, but ultimately, like Terminator Salvation, I just don't care.
Yeah.
All set in the future, but I just don't care.
Would you say that for you, like most people would say Terminator 2 is the better Terminator?
It's better than the first one, hands down.
Of the original trilogy, we'll say.
Yeah.
Everything past the trilogy is a little shaky.
I have a soft spot for the third one. I know it's not James Cameron. I know it's not what James Cameron intended. I know that in many ways it's not as good, whatever. But I was a kid when I saw Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Right. And you do get to see some, like, there's some really cool stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
And so as a kid, nostalgia's playing a big part of that. Yeah. Just in the same way, I think, obviously it's not as bad as Batman and Robin, but in the same way that I can acknowledge Batman and Robin's not a good film.
Right.
But I would throw it on tonight and watch it because I've got that childhood nostalgia.
My question prefaces another question in that...
You have to do your initial impression.
Well, hang on. My question prefaces another question that I want to get an answer to.
All right.
And that one is the only one with a lot of future flashbacks, flash forwards.
Yeah, with a lot. I mean, two still has them.
Two doesn't really do it at all because it's all from Sarah's point of view and not Reese's.
But the film still opens with it, I think. It either opens with it or there's, like, they still show... Yeah, they do. They all have a little bit of it. Even the third one has a little bit of it. I would say it's minimal by comparison. The only time I've
one does it a fair bit because Reese is the kind of main protagonist.
Sure. The only one that I liked the futuristic stuff in was arguably the worst. I don't consider Terminator Salvation to be a Terminator film, just so that we're like, for the sake of this discussion.
Sure.
Because really, ultimately, with the exception of a couple of tie-ins, it could have been any franchise. Like that didn't need to be a Terminator film.
Yeah.
But it was either Genesis or Dark Fate. No, it was Genesis. The one with what's his face in it? Clark? Something Clark? Jason Clark? I didn't mind the futuristic. There was one futuristic moment in there where you get to see John Connor send Reese back. Like you see Reese go into the time machine in the future, headed back to. So stuff like that I like, because that's, to me, that's like Back to the Future-y, right? And we're like, ooh, I'm seeing the other side of a moment that I already know. So stuff like that I like. But anyways, you need to give initial impression, because we're like way off the reserve here. I don't know.
We're
what's
not talking
going on.
Terminator.
No.
We're talking
So Aliens. Same director.
Yeah.
James Cameron.
We're in the same wheelhouse, but
yes,
not the same.
But we're at the
franchise.
wrong table now. What are your initial impressions of Aliens? And specifically, I want to know if it's better or worse than the first.
I would say it's not worse.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm on the fence. I feel like it could be better. I feel like I got to hash it out here a little bit, maybe.
Yep.
But
you're not sure
it's
quite
definitely
what your
not,
score is
it's
going to be?
definitely not worse.
Okay. Interesting.
I would say. I don't think I'll rate it any worse than the original. But yeah, I don't know. The practicals are a lot cleaner looking. I think the
ships are
the character development and the characters themselves outside of our main protagonist feel a little bit more fleshed out and more interesting, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah. I'll leave it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the things we don't like.
Okay.
We'll end on a high note.
Sure.
I'm going to start off real minor.
Sure.
And this is like, this is one of those, well, what do you expect? However, when you've seen films where it's done well, you're allowed to point out when it's not done well. And I don't think the actress that plays Newt, the little girl, is a very good child actor. Like it just seems like a kid trying to recite lines sometimes. Some of the line delivery is okay, but there are moments where it's just like, your level of fear, like the way you're emoting doesn't really match everyone else. It doesn't really match the backdrop of what's going on here. So that just stood out to me of like, not a very good kid actor.
You don't feel like she was kind of, or let's say less her trying to portray and more Cameron trying to pull out of her a child who's kind of so traumatized. She's just like,
no, because at the beginning when we meet her, for sure, right? Because she's like shut down and locked off.
Right.
But then she comes out of that around Ripley, and do you
really ever truly come out?
But still, there's like moments where the military guys are shitting their pants. Ripley, who's dealt with the aliens before, is shitting her pants, and this little girl who has probably seen the aliens wreak more havoc than even Ripley has, because she's seen her family decimated and this colony taken and whatever, is scared, but just in sort of a, like, the line delivery is just a little monotone, right? I just think some of the line delivery is like, which, again, she's like 9 or 10. Like, it's, again, what do you expect?
I'm just playing devil advocate here. I don't think I agree or disagree.
You're not like dying on a hill about this.
The point I think I'm trying to drag out here and kind of devil advocate a little bit is that she's lost some of herself and a lot of that innocence, and there isn't going to be like in this. I feel like maybe that this is why it's comes out that way. Like I think Cameron could have probably gotten something more out of her if he wanted to.
So this sort of backs up my claim here. This is her first acting credit.
Okay.
Right. So
Sure.
she's never acted before.
Sure.
So, understand she's a kid that has never done this. She has one other, so this is 1986. She has one other acting credit from 2020. Right? Like she's just not an actress.
Okay.
Right? She's really not. She did something is this a movie? Oh, she did voice work in 2020 for something called Thunder Island.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And it's real it's like a weird animation style. It looks like it could be like a Netflix show or something.
Yeah, that's
right.
odd.
So like she's not, which is again, it's fine. And this is not a hill I want to die on either. I don't want to try to convince you that this girl sucks.
I'm not unconvinced.
She didn't.
I'm not unconvinced. I could see your perspective. I think I just can see a potential other's perspective. Like if that is how James Cameron wanted it, or if that's all like your kind of perspective is that's all James Cameron could get out of her. It seems like.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm just saying the other perspective
Which
would
is
be that
really no
that's
one's
what
fault.
he wanted out of her.
Yeah, which maybe if that's the case, I'm open to the idea that it is. If that's the case, I don't think it, like, at least for me, it didn't come off clearly enough for me to go, oh, this is a in-depth performance. It just comes across as
it's a little shallow,
a weak link of the crew.
Yeah, which I would say is fair.
Everyone else is great. Bill Paxton, who is the funniest character, I will say
Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah, I will say though that like although that's funny, it's funny, there are several moments where it comes across as overacting. Like there's a couple of moments where it's
he's
like
totally hamming it.
This is
like
too much. Like it's over the top, and now you just look goofy as opposed to funny. Aside from that, I think everyone else is great in this.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's a pretty. They're not, with the exception of Sigourney Weaver. There's not a ton of in-depth, emotional, layered performances that necessarily need to be given. Not to say that everyone else is a two-dimensional character, but the baseline for most of the other characters is military personnel.
Yes.
Right? And so with that...
They're not necessarily cookie cutter or super two-dimensional. There is some dimension in there.
Yeah.
Right? Like Paxton's character does eventually get his crap together.
Yes.
The commanding officer who's kind of in the chair at the beginning of the film, he ends up kind of being a coward. This is his really only second time doing this, and this one crap hit the fan and he's losing his marbles. But in the end, he comes back for somebody and like dies a hero's death kind of. And
this is something that we sort of I think what I'm getting at with the military thing is similar to my point back when we reviewed RoboCop, right? In that I said, the baseline for his character once he becomes a RoboCop is you are a robot. Right? And so that makes life much easier for an actor going into a role when you're told, you're a robot, you're a Marine, right? Yes, you still have to find the character, you still have to give the performance, you still have to figure out,
There's
whatever.
There's still some form of depth in there.
But
your character has quirks and traits that.
But when the initial instruction is you are a futuristic Marine,
Hooah!
It narrows the sandbox that you're playing within considerably.
I don't even know if that's a Marine thing or if that's an Army thing.
It's just a Hollywood thing.
So no, it's an actual military thing.
Based on what?
It's
the movies you've seen?
No, I know that it is.
Based on what?
But it's because each branch of military, at least in the States, has got like a thing like that they kind of latch on.
Based on what?
Military tradition.
A video game I played once. Like you don't know firsthand.
I bet I would stake a lot of money on the fact
that's
that
fine,
it's a thing.
and that's a safe thing to stake because this is not a bet that we're going to track down and see through to fruition. No, you don't need to Google it right now.
I'm going to Google it.
No, this episode is already so off the rails, dude. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
I'm doing it.
Let's talk about the film. Come on.
It's U.S. Army.
Okay, cool. Says every movie ever. Now let's
says Google AI.
Great. Yeah, that's the most trustworthy source ever.
I could go more in depth into the reading.
Take that
of
to
it,
the
but
bank.
We'll just say go with. I was wrong. It's not.
So
Navy. Marines.
So the reason I don't think this film is as good. I mean, there's the reasons objectively that I don't think it's as good, and then there are the reasons why subjectively, personally, I don't like it as much. The reasons I personally don't like it as much is the military thing,
Sure.
right? Not that I have anything against the military. This is a different genre film than the first one. The first one is a monster horror film.
Yeah.
Sci-fi monster horror film. This one has monsters in it, but I would say the primary genre of Aliens is sci-fi militaristic film. Sci-fi militaristic action film. And it just so happens that their opponents are the xenomorphs.
Yeah. Action film / monster film.
Yeah.
Monster film coming second for sure.
The reason why I think it's objectively not as good is, and again, this is, I say objectively, this is a preference. Maybe some people like this. In the first Alien film, right, where all of our world building up until this point has been done,
Yeah.
the xenomorph is a terrifying, almost like a T-800 in the sense that it's like, this thing is very hard to destroy.
Unstoppable. Killing machine.
The perfect organism and very hard to destroy. There are several sequences in Aliens where simply because of the firepower we have, simply because we are the military and we have these guns and we have these grenades and these flamethrowers, we are cutting through xenomorphs like butter. And I think that this film neuters the xenomorph a little bit.
It makes them less scary.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, the first one, all they had for firearms was flamethrowers.
Sure. No, I'm within the story that he set up. It makes perfect sense. I'm just saying, objectively, in my mind, subjectively, objectively, I think that it's the wrong direction to go. If the sequel to a horror film makes the main villain of the horror film less scary, there's an issue.
Right. But it's not a horror film.
Agreed. This is not a horror film, which is maybe also, and right, I think one franchise ever has successfully shifted, and people are going to jump in the comments, no, you're wrong because there was this one. And I welcome that because there's probably examples that I'm not thinking of, but am aware of, and I'll go, oh yeah, you're right. The one that pops to mind instantly
Star
of a
Wars.
franchise that successfully was horror and switched to something else is the Child's Play series.
Chucky. Okay.
Because they went real, like with
They hammed it up.
Seed of
comedy.
Chucky and Bride of Chucky and whatever. It became a comedy.
Right.
Became a gory hack and slash comedy. And they did that successfully. But that was also after like 4 or 5 horror Child's Play films, right? When they reinvented themselves. I think it's weird. I think it's weird for James Cameron to come in and go, this isn't a horror franchise. What it really is, because I need to test out some of the ideas for my Blue Man Group film that I'm going to spend 3 decades putting out, right? Like, because it does. It's like the military. Like, I bet you'll find some design similarities between
the
some
exosuits are kind of
the
similar
loaders.
to the suits.
There's no doubt this is a James Cameron film.
Yeah,
no doubt. But that's my biggest issue is that the xenomorphs are less scary. We cut through them like butter, which you pretty much have to do just because you've decided there's 40 of them.
There's more than that. There was there was 100 and something people.
Which I also think
by the time they get there, they've all been turned pretty much.
Which I also think is dumb. I think there's too many of them in this film. Just because, by having that many, you put yourself in a situation where you have to weaken them in order for it to be even remotely believable that the good guys stand a chance.
Right.
And to me, it's a massive blunder. Yeah. And it's kind of insulting to what Ridley Scott did in Alien. Mm-hmm. It's just, and this is a guy that a couple years later, like, when's Terminator come out? 91. No, that's the video game. When did the first Terminator come out? 84. This is 2 years after the first Terminator. So even more so, this is a guy that a couple of years later, a decade later, is going to get all pissy and bent out of shape because the people who end up directing the 3rd, 4th, 5th films in his franchise don't respect what was set up initially.
Right.
And to me, this film does not respect what is set up in Alien at all. We get some fun world building. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. We get a little bit more world building with the introduction, really only with the introduction of the Queen, right? That's the only world expanding that we do here.
Well, yeah. You could say they world build a little bit with kind of where humanity's at with
sure, yeah, but that's not like the lore of Alien.
But and it doesn't really stretch what we already might have come to kind of assume in the first place.
Right. And the only reason, like, the whole where humanity's at, the only reason it really does that even a little bit is because we get a line of exposition. Oh, it's been 57 years. If they didn't tell you it was 57 years, you could watch this whole film and go, "Oh my God, it's a week later."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's
that
nothing. Exposition wasn't needed at all.
No, there's nothing. It's just
or you could have changed the amount of time easily down.
It would still have to be a couple of years to explain why there's now colonizers on this planet.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be 57. It doesn't have to be anywhere close to 57. It could be 5.
To make the atmosphere breathable, probably maybe more like
10. Right? Because he says it takes decades, right? And so you the only thing you change
half
is
the time.
Yeah, so maybe it's been 10 years and the air is now breathable. But interestingly, you just kind of layer in that it's not easily breathable. Right? Like, they can breathe it, but they're not having a good time with it. Right? Maybe not that, because that would be annoying for 2 hours. But I have one other complaint about this film, and I'm going to pass it over to you entirely.
Well, hey, before we shift gears, I was kind of defending the film there on that point a bit.
Yep.
I would say that is also, even though I don't think it shifted gears in a bad, like, I think it shifted gears pretty well. But I do agree.
But unnecessarily? Like, this film doesn't fix any problems. The gear shift doesn't fix any problems that existed.
The gear shift, I would say the gear shift works. It's a great action film. But the aliens definitely feel a little less threatening.
Yeah.
The only reason the aliens feel threatening in this at all is because when they first encounter them, we can't fire our guns because of nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
And then they end up firing their guns anyway, and now it's like, okay, now there's a nuclear reactor, and now that's as much of an issue as the aliens themselves. And because they got into a spat because they couldn't fire, they got in a fight with the aliens because they couldn't fire their guns, and something happened and their ammo pouches exploded, and which caused the problem with the reactor. Now they're limited ammo. So supply issues are what make the aliens feel threatening in this.
Yeah.
And that feels a little
janky.
Because
you could, like you said, there's hundreds of xenomorphs in this film.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, at a time, we only ever see maybe 10 on screen. This film, if they were as powerful as they were portrayed in the first one, you could have had, in total, you could have had, instead of one like there was in the first film, now there's 3. And it would have been, oh shit.
Right.
It would have been genuinely terrifying.
Yeah. I think what they did works better for the world building of Aliens.
Yeah.
Because it makes the Queen make more sense. It makes the hundreds of eggs they found in the first one make more sense.
Yes, if you're going to do the Queen, 100%. Yeah.
Well, not just the Queen, but the Queen ties into all the eggs they found in the first one as well.
Where do they all come from?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Is it the same Queen? We don't know. It's been 60 years, right?
I would say it is, but
but who knows? Yeah. It could be, right? Yeah. I don't know. I do think this is like, now I have 1.5 more complaints. Because you made me think of something. I think the xenomorphs look as good as they did in the first one. They do. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that guys or gals inside the suits are as good of performers, because obviously in the first one it's a guy in a suit, and we know that, but we for the most part we only know that because it makes logical sense. We know it's not CGI. We know it's not an animatronic or a puppet, so it's a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
This time there were several moments where I was like, oh, that's just a guy in it. Like, that feels like a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
Like, just the movement, right? The sort of the performance in those suits, I don't think were as good. But the other thing, and this is sort of a weird complaint, just because maybe they tried and couldn't, right? This is something I would change. Maybe this was the original intent and it just didn't pan out. As far as the synthetic goes, the robot on the team.
Yeah.
I think it would have been, so last time we had Ian Holm playing, what was his name? This time it's Bishop.
Yeah.
What was his name in the first one? Whatever. I think it would have added a beautiful layer, and this film would have been a little bit more interesting if it was the same model. Because now,
if it looked the same?
If it looked the same, right? Because in this, it's Ripley's having trouble because it's a synthetic, and she was betrayed by a synthetic, and so on and so forth. But in this film, if that synthetic also had the same face, that would be an extra, like, just this level of trauma for Ripley that would have made it real interesting. Now, and again, they may have tried to get Ian Holm, and maybe he...
Isn't there a canon reason for Alien 1's synthetic look? Like, isn't he supposed to be like the creator of the organization, or am I thinking of a different Alien
We
film?
will wait and see when we reach future films.
Like, they get into it?
I think that's either like a Prometheus or an Alien Covenant thing. Yeah.
I feel like they get into it in a film. I've still seen, I think it was Prometheus that I seen.
Yeah, I think you've seen Prometheus.
But I feel like that's a thing.
Ash was the name of the synthetic in the first one. But yeah, I wish that. And maybe they tried. Maybe they tried to get Ian home and they couldn't because he didn't want to do it and hadn't signed a deal on the first one that required him to. I don't know. I
think that would have been poetic, but I don't think it would have been is necessary.
I don't think it's necessary. I just think it would have been
Ridley's
improvement.
Her trauma towards not trusting a synthetic kind of would carries nice. The concept of it being any synthetic she just doesn't trust now.
Yeah, it works. It works.
Logical.
Is there anything? So those are my big main gripes. Is there anything that doesn't work for you that I haven't touched on?
Yeah. Right at the beginning. You ever watch the YouTube shows, cartoons, How It Should Have Ended?
Yeah.
I don't know if they've done Alien, but they totally should. Or Aliens, sorry.
Right.
Because, I mean, realistically, this movie should have ended in the first 10 minutes. Right?
Go on.
The scavengers find a ship. There's a cryo tube here. Let's scan it for. Oh, she's alive. She's got good vitals. Ah, shoot, boys. There goes our salvage.
Right.
Like, in my mind, if you're in the business of salvaging stuff, you probably have questionable morals to begin with, and maybe that's like prejudice to people who salvage stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like the most honest work.
So we'll have to watch it after we do this, but there is one for this film.
Like,
there is a How It Should Have Ended.
They should have just like took that crowd to. I feel like they would have realistically not had strong morals. They would have taken that cryo tube, spaced it, been like, oh yeah, there's no cryo tubes on board. It was just floating out there in the space.
Right. So you think it's a weak setup?
I think it's silly. I mean, it's kind of like what we already talked about. What was it we were just talking about? We were talking about something where it could have just as easily, I guess the synthetics, right? Like it could have just as easily been a military craft that found her.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't need to be.
Like, why does it need to be salvagers?
Yeah.
Right? Why not make it some sort of craft that seems a little more honest and reputable in the mind that would be like, oh yeah, we saved this girl, we need to bring her back to Earth.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess she just got real lucky because they just happened to find her, and she got real lucky because they're good Samaritans.
Yeah.
And they weren't those hillbilly no good nicks.
I'll take that. I'll take that as a gripe. That works. Yeah.
It just seems silly. I think I feel like when I watched it, there was one or two other moments I was like,
what's going on here?
But I don't remember them as well.
So then, I mean, that means
they're not that big a deal.
It's not that. Yeah. It wasn't.
But that one stood out to me. As soon as I heard that they were like salvaging the spacecraft, and that because she's awake, they got no salvage rights. I was just like, that's probably a pretty big payday for them to find this craft.
Yeah.
This seems unlikely.
Oh, also, this film could be half an hour shorter.
Oh, interesting.
Well, it just like, it's like, oh, okay, we did it. We've gotten away. Everything's fine. Oh, God, no, we didn't. There it is. Okay, now we've dipped. Oh, shit, here we go. Right? Like, it just keeps. There's one or two too many fake outs on.
Well, the first one would be they get out in the armored truck, and then an alien just happens to be on the original spacecraft.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, that's early on. You knew that. You knew that wasn't the end of the film.
The second one would be, well, it still would be a kind of a fake out,
I guess.
The second one would be the what would be the second one?
The second
she
one,
shows up and the spacecraft's not there. The shuttle's not there. Would that be a fake out?
Yeah, I would say so. And then all of a sudden,
I feel like that's pretty hard to believe that she's going to go down with the die in the explosion.
why?
It just took off because it's an '80s action film, and she's the protagonist.
Everyone else dies.
It's an '80s action. That's it. We're watching Last Action Hero with my next pick because it nails this point.
Oh, we're
for
done with
80s
Mad
action.
Max?
Well, I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah. Well,
So.
yeah. And then the third fake out is, okay, we've gotten away on the ship.
The Queen's on.
We've
board.
had our moment. Like, and they really do. It's not just like, oh, everything's, it feels very much like
Yeah.
the film's about to end.
Yeah.
And then, no, we've got another 20 minutes.
I will give you two. I won't give you
Okay.
the she's gonna get left on the platform to die.
But yeah,
'Cause
it just, or maybe.
in that day and age, the hero of the action film never dies.
Right. Which is a shame.
Oh yeah,
Because that'd be a great, like, you wouldn't see it coming.
yeah,
Right? Because just because there's more alien films doesn't mean you need to, right? Like, Ripley's not the only one that can fight a xenomorph,
yeah.
right? Or be the center of this franchise. So what'd you like? What are the things that you're just like, oh, this is so good. I'm going to go home and tell my family about it.
I thought the suits looked a lot better. The alien suits.
Okay.
Like at the very
We
end,
see a lot more
At the
of
very
them.
end of Alien, we get she's in the shuttle. The alien's like in the wall behind her, but we don't see it until it starts moving.
Yeah.
We get that early on in this,
And it's cool.
but it looks way cooler and it looks way more seamless
Because you don't
when it's
realize,
hiding
like,
there.
I don't know about you. I've seen this film once before, and I did not, like, it was camouflaged for me too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I was looking for it and I
Didn't
had a
see it.
hard time seeing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
when it like comes out of the wall,
yeah.
it's
like
like
when they were
tucked
first
into the
like
wall
looking around for where these aliens are,
because it's
and-
fully lit.
Yeah,
and you can't
yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought both that scene and just kind of the suits as a whole looked way more kind of interesting and good.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm going to have a smaller gripe here.
Sure.
Of like backtrack to the gripes. I think, and this kind of goes on to the, like, there's so many of them gripe. It's more of a tag onto that. In that we don't get a lot of, there's only a handful of times where we get a clear view of the alien. And the rest of the time, it's not because it's like partially obscured or whatever.
right.
It's because it's like they're moving so fast and getting blown up so fast. That it's hard.
It's almost
It's like it's
not
really kind of fast paced action.
Yeah, it's not
There's so
shaky
many-
cam, but it's almost like shaky cam.
Well, it's like we see it on the screen for half a second just so it could get shot or blown up.
yeah.
But
Which
they're-
again, and that'll happen like 7 or 8 times in quick succession. Which again is just a part of like these are not really a threat.
Yeah.
We're just cutting through these.
I do like how they played up that they are still even with weaponry that can take them out easily. The sheer numbers of them make them a threat still.
Yeah,
And
but that shouldn't need to happen.
That they can't even you can't be close because so many of our heroes die or are hurt by killing them
Right.
because their blood is just disintegrates their skin and armor and weapons. And,
I mean, the thing though is that like now, in order to like, you know, in the third one, you either have to have 100 of them, or you have to just simply not give the protagonist access to a gun. Otherwise, it's like, well, just shoot the thing.
right.
Stand back and shoot the thing.
Well, I think if the guns can shoot them, mass numbers are a fine way to make them threatening.
Right,
That's why zombie movies are kind of
Sure, but these
scary,
aren't zombies,
gory, right?
Right? And so
No, they're not zombies. but they're still apex predators. Like a single wolf isn't is kind of scary, but not too scary. But you get a pack of wolves, that's terrifying.
Right, but I think it's a wide sweeping and often inaccurate statement to refer to zombies as apex predators.
I'm not calling a zombie an apex. I'm using the zombie analogy to kind of say that many things become scary no matter what degree of threat they are.
For sure.
That's why I jumped to the wolves, right? A wolf is an apex predator.
For sure. No, I
One
agree.
wolf alone is scary.
Yes.
A pack of wolves is terrifying.
Right.
One alien from Alien is scary and terrifying, especially with no weaponry. All you got is a flamethrower.
Yes.
Aliens, you get the same thing. You can kill it easier because you got high-powered weaponry, but 100 of them?
Sure. I'm just saying I think it's a shame if this film, being the second in the franchise, ends up putting the third, fourth, fifth, whatever, in a place where they're pigeonholed into needing to have right? It's like, well, we got to up the ante. How do we up the ante? We can't have this be like, oh yeah, but in the last one there was 100, now there's only 2, so it's not scary, right? That's all I'm saying. Is for sure 100 is scarier than 1. Nobody disagrees. And if you do, you're an idiot. But what I'm saying is just
even if you can kill them easily.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just kind of like, we're making the third one. Well, we're going to have to introduce a whole new evolution of them, and we're going to have to have a protagonist who doesn't have any arms so that it's right, so that it's like worse than it was before.
I don't know. I feel like that's not necessary.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you're saying. I don't think I agree with you.
I think where this film ends up with hundreds of them is a sensible place to end up, but not on the second outing, right? Like, it was just too big of a step for the second film, right? We were scared by 1. Let us be scared by 4. Right. Let us be scared by other things, other little, as opposed to just, hey, remember that thing from the first one? Now there's 100. Right. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just like, but again, we're splitting hairs here. It doesn't matter. What else did you like?
Let's see. What did I like? I liked, oh shoot, what's his name? The actor,
Bill Paxton?
No,
Michael Biehn.
Michael Biehn, yeah. And I mentioned it to you when at some point either after or while Rush is like, I could see why they pegged him for Reese in Terminator, or
he already was Reese.
Pegged him for this from Terminator.
Yeah,
because it's like you really can kind of portray that military man who's seen a lot of crap. And
well, I mean, James Cameron appears to, like, there are several regular James Cameron actors in this film.
Most directors are like that.
Bill Paxton has been in it. I can name 3. There's probably more because he was in Terminator.
Yeah,
he's in this, and he's in Titanic.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver is in this and Avatar. And Michael Biehn is in this and Terminator. Again, there's probably more that because I'm not super well versed in James Cameron's.
Yeah. Well, if you're an actor and you get buddy with a good director, then you probably got yourself a bit of a career.
Is he considered that though at this point?
James Cameron
in '86,
a good director, or
is he a big director at this point?
I don't know. The point I make is like, if you're an actor, any director, if you're an actor and you become friends and kind of chum it up with the whatever director that you're working for, and that director goes on to make more films, whether they're good or bad or whatever, then you've probably got, like, look at Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. That's a perfect example.
Oh,
right?
for
Like,
sure. No, Tim Burton, Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
for sure.
Directors have their favorites. So you get chummy, actor, you get chummy with a director, you've got work.
For sure. I don't disagree with you at all. I am just genuinely curious. Like, so at this point, James Cameron has done a short in '78 called Xenogenesis.
Xenogenesis. I wonder where he got the name Xenomorph from.
Right?
Is it a
woman and
it's a trilogy?
engineered
It's a book trilogy.
Xenogenesis is?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he does a short for that. Then he does Piranha 2: The Spawning, which is not exactly
Ooh, Piranha.
a giant. Then he does oh wait, these are things he's written? Why is the first thing that comes up on his IMDb things he's written and not things he's directed? Son of a gun. So yes, he directed that. Then he directs Piranha 2: The Spawning. Then he does Terminator. And then he does this. So he's not a big director at this point. So I'm just curious, like, how did he land Aliens?
Obviously from Terminator.
Obviously Terminator. They were like, oh, you can do sci-fi, whatever. Yeah.
You have some vision for you have an eye and a mind for this.
Yeah. Because he really hasn't, like, that's one of those things that, like, oh, Michael Biehn is also in The Abyss.
The Abyss.
That's one of those things, right? Like, so he does essentially Piranha: The Spawning, because I'm not counting Xenogenesis because it's like a 5-minute short. He does Piranha 2: The Spawning, Terminator, Aliens. Then he directs a music video, right? So he's not even after this, he's not there.
Flashdance.
He does The Abyss, Terminator 2, True Lies, and then Titanic.
True Lies. Oh, that was a good film.
Right? And so he does Titanic, Ghosts of the Abyss. What is that? Is that a James Cameron, actor of the travel to a final undersea resting place of the ill-fated? No. So that's like a documentary. And then Aliens of the Deep, which I think, again, is a... Yeah, so really, if you're looking at James Cameron's filmography, the films he's done, Piranha 2: The Spawning, Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, Terminator 2, True Lies, Titanic, Avatar. And then Avatar 2. That's it. That's all those are the only films he's directed.
He's done a handful of critically acclaimed films.
Well, and
Piranha.
hugely financially successful films.
Yeah.
Right? The man's made more money than God has.
And Piranha.
And Piranha 2. Although maybe Piranha 2 was well received.
Well, we'll never know.
Well,
never know. No.
Well, I mean, it's the type of thing.
You and Pete can put it up on his photo option.
It's the type of thing that I would watch just to be able to say, you haven't seen Piranha 2?
I've seen all the James Cameron films.
Yeah.
You haven't seen all the James Cameron films?
There's like 4 of them. You haven't seen them all? It's rated R. It's a horror sci-fi thriller. And there's 2 women topless on a boat. This is your film, dude.
I haven't shown you that
shocked.
much nude content.
I'm shocked. Even Mad Max had it. He's like, oh, yep, there it is. 2 guys, a guy and a girl, doing it in a field. Right,
First minute of the film.
That's the most. I can't believe we didn't really touch on that. But that was the most, like, nudity up until that point. Yeah, they're in the locker room. Yeah, they're in the showers. Yeah, they're, it's an orgy. This is a field. Like, they're just in a field. Well, where do we put nudity in this film? I don't know. Put it in the beginning.
I had to pick that film. That's not my fault. You made me do it.
We'll put it in the beginning. But Mr. Miller, the beginning of this film takes place in a farmer's field. I said what I said. Right? Like, God.
Well, who are we gonna get to do it? I don't know. Hey, you two over there by the food truck.
Yeah.
You want to make some money?
Sound guy looks like he's got a nice butt. Get him in there. Okay. Is there anything else you like about this film that's worth touching on before we end this?
I thought I like the military kind of theme and how they portray that, and even kind of
that's one of the big
the
differences.
Weapons felt futuristic, and everything felt kind of like it should it felt like it was futuristic.
Sure.
Aliens universe.
There's two exceptions, but again, there's two exceptions, and I think one of them is permissible and one of them is not.
Okay.
The one that is permissible is the fact that their like bodysuit lights, right? Their tactical lights weren't LED. Completely permissible. This is 1986. There's no way to have known that is the way that the world was going to go. Someone as intelligent as James Cameron, though, who I believe he's an intelligent man, right? He's
sure.
all kinds of science-y, deep sea exploration. Like, he's not just your average film director.
Yeah.
Surely, even though he couldn't see the future, I think if you're sitting there going, well, I wonder what the future's going to be like, there isn't a moment in an intelligent idea pitching session where someone goes, I bet you the video quality on body cameras is going to improve a little bit, right? Like, there is no reason for it to look like dog shit.
I don't know, body cameras look like dog shit today.
Excuse me? GoPros? 8K.
I didn't say GoPros. I said body cams.
No, body cam footage is actually very good these days.
I see some body cam footage. It doesn't look that great.
You're not watching the right stuff. There is. We've got like 4K body cam footage, which looks great. Regardless, all the time, films are guilty of showing us something that is supposed to look like it's shot on a camcorder, except it's clearly just shot with the cinema camera. Like, they didn't put the time in to give the guy a camcorder or like actually add a filter to the video to make it look like a camcorder. This to me should have gone in the opposite direction. Here they're like, oh, it's 200 years in the future. Let's make it look like VHS.
I feel like that gripe is unwarranted.
It was to me, most of the time I go, yeah, you know what? How could they have known?
Because this film was made in what, 82?
It came out in 86, so these would have been decisions being made in the end of 84 and then throughout 85.
Okay. I feel like in that, like, because I was born in 84. I grew up and, camcorders, home camcorders were like big, boxy things that sat on your shoulder.
Sure.
And the internet wasn't a thing. And
I know. And where are you going?
I feel like he did go in the direction you're thinking. Just because the image wasn't clear. The cameras were tiny.
Yeah, but it's 200 years in the future. They
transmitted seamlessly.
It's 200 years in the future. All I'm saying is he didn't have to make the video footage look worse than most cameras at the time actually looked.
Cameras that were 3 times their size that he was portraying.
Sure, yeah, it's whatever. We're splitting hairs. It's just, to me, that was like you know what? You could have probably assumed that image quality was going to improve in the next 200 years. It just felt weird. The LED light thing, totally, I get that, right? Like, there was no way of knowing that was going to become our light source of things. But the video thing struck me as a little like, what are you doing, man?
I just thought of one of the things that I was like, that seems unlikely.
Yeah.
the whole reason.
Is it the video quality on the cameras?
No.
Oh, okay.
The whole
The guy can hope.
it has to come with like the big part of the big climactic events. They have to send the synthetic through the tube to go bring down the other ship.
Yeah.
This seems like very poor military structure. This does not seem like, because from what I understand of military structure, the military operates on redundancies.
Right.
Right? So man goes down, there's a man there that can take his place. Or kind of mentality.
You're a limited crew but yes.
But like there's nobody on the space station you came in? On the spaceship you came in? Everybody went down to the planet? That seems like bad military protocol.
Yeah. I mean, it's made very clear that the person calling the shots, right, their corporal or whatever, is a little incompetent. He's calling bad shots.
But this seems like decision making even beyond him.
He's the one that orders everyone out.
No, like I'm talking about like his seniors and their seniority. Like this is poor, just overall military. Like somebody needs to stay on the ship,
right? And maybe that's normal.
A couple people should probably stay on the ship.
Maybe that's normal operating procedure, but this guy is just a clown and isn't following protocol. Right? Because the second shit hits the fan, he like loses all. He's like, he's not calling out orders anymore. He's just sitting there and he's shell shocked.
Right. But he's still a military man.
Yes.
And before they get to crap hitting the fan, he's cool as a cucumber and giving good orders.
Are they good orders? But he orders everyone off the ship.
Even if, and I would say that is less to do with orders that he can and does give.
He claims,
and more to do with how the military would have a protocol for not everybody goes down the ship, and therefore he would never have to give that order.
But maybe they
wouldn't
do.
Be able to give
maybe
that
they
order.
do, and he's just an idiot. Because I think it's also safe to assume that the military probably has a protocol about a building isn't deemed clear after you've checked 20% of it.
Thing.
Right? So he's not even when he's cool as a cucumber, he's not making good calls.
Yeah.
He's not good at this.
When the civilian spacer goes, it's not clear, and you go, shut up, it's clear. Then you send everybody else into the building and you continue to sweep the building like it's not clear.
Is he the one when they're landing that says this is his second combative drop?
It is his second actual drop.
Yeah. So he's inexperienced.
He may, but we don't even know that his first drop saw combat.
Right.
It could have been just like a drop to resupply a base.
Yeah. So I think I don't think
I'm not saying he's competent. He's definitely an incompetent leader. Mm-hmm. I'm saying the entire military is incompetent, and that it doesn't send more men.
No, I get what you're saying.
It doesn't have in my mind, I'm thinking like Star Trek, right? Like you have an away team. They're the away team.
Right.
But there's still a captain of the vessel. Where's the captain of the vessel?
Right.
Where's the second in command of the vessel?
For sure.
The first mate.
No, it's all poorly
It's not
thought
just
out.
him. The whole military in Aliens is poorly structured.
I mean, but we also don't, because we don't see any of the other military. Like, we don't know who this guy's answering to. We don't know if the military above him even knows that this thing's going on, right? This is like a private contract kind of setup where the CEO's hired the military basically to go down and help him sort this out.
Yeah, I guess you could whitewash it that way. Like, he found the most incompetent colonel he could and be
the
like,
one guy that would
hey,
agree.
I was able to procure a military vessel. Will you be able to
here's a lump sum of money. Do you have? I've got a team, right? Like, so we don't know.
I paid off a few politicians in the to clear this.
I agree with you that if this is something that is going through higher up channels, then yes, the military as a whole is incompetent. What I'm saying is we don't know that it is going through higher up channels.
You know what? I like that headcanon. That what was his name? The CEO dude, jerk. Burke, yeah. The Burke kind of. I like that headcanon. The Burke kind of like.
It's a private contract.
I wouldn't even. My headcanon wouldn't even go private contract, because private contract means private contractors, means mercenaries. These aren't mercenaries. These are American military, right? Because they have American flags and stuff on them,
but they're almost acting as mercenaries.
I think he's through back channels has been able to commandeer a division of are they Marines? Yeah,
probably.
Of Marines,
or just soldiers.
Even
Army.
And they don't realize that they've kind of been commandeered, but through back channels he has. So, are they mercenaries? No, I don't. In my headcanon, no, they're not mercenaries. They've been kind of co-opted from the U.S. from the military to this guy's whim.
I think it's far more ridiculous that, and this is poor writing. This is 100% poor writing. I think it's more ridiculous that despite going, the building's not clear, Ripley puts up zero fight. It's just like, oh, okay, we're all getting off the ship.
Fine,
now.
I'll follow you into the alien-infested building.
Yeah, that part's ridiculous. Anyways, are you ready to rank this thing?
Sure.
On a scale of 0 to 10. Oh, you're supposed to ask me that, I guess.
On a scale of 0 to 10, what would you rate this film, Brady?
So I gave Alien a 7.6.
You did.
Oh, also, I was going to bring up that the Rotten Tomatoes for this film, interestingly, so the Rotten Tomatoes for Alien is a 93 critic score and a 94 audience score.
Sure.
For Aliens, it's a 94 critic score and a 94 audience score. So it's as close without being exact as you can get. I differ from that a little bit. I gave the first one a 7.6. I'm going to give this one a 6.6.
A whole point lower.
I'm going to go a point lower. Yeah, I just think it's got some weaknesses. I think it not only isn't as good as the first one, I think some decisions that are made in this film hurt the lore of the first one.
Right.
And just, it takes away from some of the world building that's been done and kind of goes, you know what, we're going to retcon how formidable the xenomorphs are. We're going to make them a little more mortal so that we can blow a bunch of them up with guns and have an action film. Because you do an action film where the enemy's indestructible, you don't have as much action to show in your film. You gotta show your guys shooting up and blowing up the aliens. I don't think you could pull that off correctly or effectively if you fully stay true to what was set up in the first one. So I do believe this film's a little bit of a retcon. But what say you on a scale of 0 to 10?
I'm going to give it a 7.5 as well.
Okay.
I think it's the same.
The same as what you gave the first one.
I think it does better in areas the other one did weaker. So like we talked a little bit in the other one about the pacing of it being a little slow. And like I don't think there's any pacing issues in this.
No, pacing's much better.
I don't think it's like breakneck speed like what we get with a lot of films today, but it gives you time to kind of breathe and kind of absorb some of the content they throw at you. But is
Audio is better.
It's much better. The audio is better. Like, I think where the first one kind of fails, this one kind of wins. It does have some faults in it.
From a technical standpoint, it's a better film.
Yeah. But overall, I think they're equal footing.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that kind of the gripes that you mentioned in your review there, I don't have any issues with that stuff. I don't think those are problems. But anyway, that's why we're different people.
Wow. What'd you watch this week?
Me? I watched some movies and some TV shows.
One Piece.
One Piece, yeah, more One Piece.
Are you tired of it yet?
No, man. It's so
Have you
good.
ever? Because typically when you're watching a show, this is not just like this is
Right.
like a generalization. Okay. When you watch a show that's that long, I mean, most people will never watch a show that's that long. I mean, when you watch a show that's several seasons long, whether it's like, that was kind of a weak season, or, in a standard like 22 to 24 episode season, you'd be like, yeah, there was like that part of the season was a little bit more of an endurance run to get back on track. Have there been moments where you're like, I'm not in this really?
There's definitely a few seasons that or parts in season that kind of start to drag.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, I'm on episode, I just checked, I'm on episode 1012.
Right.
You're going to have some stinkers after 1,012 episodes.
Sure.
They're not all going to be grand slams.
Is there any part of you watching it that goes, you know what, this show could have been as awesome and have achieved what it needed to achieve and have hit all the important parts and have been half the length? Like, it doesn't need to be this long.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is ridiculous.
That's one of the flaws of like what this is considered a shonen anime. Shonen is a company that produces a lot of anime.
Anime and horror television. Well, because it just whores it. It's like, make another episode. Let's make another.
Well,
we could do this in 2 episodes, or we could do it in 13.
A lot of people might not have seen One Piece, but more people have seen Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z,
right?
Yeah,
and Dragon Ball is a shonen anime, and it's the one that kind of set the stage for the power leveling shonen anime style, which One Piece is, in which the character comes up against an insurmountable enemy and has to unlock some new untapped power within themselves to beat them, and then beats them.
Right.
But then the next story arc is he comes up against another insurmountable enemy that he has to unlock new. So that he just continues to power scale till they become these godlike figures.
Right. But there's also only 291 episodes of that show over the course of 7 years.
But Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z more than Dragon. Dragon Ball is the original. Dragon Ball Z.
There's 2 different. I didn't.
There's a bunch of different.
I only ever knew about Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z is the one that really kind of set the stage for what I'm about to say, and that fights take 10 plus episodes. A single fight between 2 individuals takes 10 plus episodes because the main character spends 5 minutes going, I'm gonna hit you with this big attack because I power it up. Come here.
See, and with all due respect to different cultures and different people's tastes, that's dumb.
It's cool when it happens.
It's dumb.
It's cool. They're so cool. The fight scenes in anime are so cool. When they're good. When they're done right.
Okay.
Sometimes they're not done right, and I would agree with you. But
all right.
More often than not, One Piece hits the mark. Square on. Plus the storytelling and world building in it is insane.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched a lot. I'm watching One Piece. Family movie night. We had the family movie night. We watched a movie. Where'd it go? Where's my list? I know what I watched, but I just want
You
to bring
know
my list up
what
so I don't forget
anime
anything.
show? How many episodes of One Piece are there?
Over 1,000.
Yeah, but
I don't know exactly.
like
I think they're on like 1,200 by now.
So there is an anime show that has only been out for 2 years more than One Piece and does have more episodes.
Is it Pokemon?
It is. Pokemon has 1,322 episodes. That is bewildering to me. Because I definitely saw some episodes
Yeah.
back in the day and watched like whatever that first, like the Pokemon movie.
Yeah. And Pokemon, that doesn't surprise me because Pokemon's been around for a long time, and the show with it has been around for a long time.
But is it the same? Like, is Ash still the
yeah. So,
main protagonist?
like,
and have
as
they
far-
aged him up
as
at all?
far as I understand, Ash is the main protagonist through it all,
Okay, Ash Ketchum.
and his ultimate goal is like to be the very, as the song goes, to be the very best. He wants to be a Pokemon master. He wants to win like a Pokemon World Championship or whatever, and he always loses. He never wins. Like each season ends, or they're not even really seasons. They kind of brand them as different shows almost, because when you go to Netflix to watch them, they're on Netflix. They brand them as different shows. They're a different show in the Netflix archive.
Right.
But it's still the main character and going on an adventure in a different part of the world, catching and finding different Pokemon. But at the end of each show or season, he like is in a big grand tournament and he never wins.
Indigo League.
He always
Adventures
loses.
in the Orange Islands.
But recently, he was in one of the more recent seasons or shows. He actually finally won.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was apparently a pretty big thing.
It kind of looks like they are, despite what it says here about him still remaining 10 years old after all this time. I'm looking at the 1997 Ash,
Yeah,
and that's the Ash that I know.
right.
There's been several changes. It looks like
The art style's changed a little bit.
Well, and just
Tweaked
different-
and up, just a more updated.
yeah,
than
his
changed.
outfit changes and stuff like. But it also looks like he's been aged up a
Yeah.
little bit over time,
Yeah,
which makes me happy. But it's still like, yeah, I'd be curious. Like, is the show today? Is it still like we still screwing around with Team Rocket? And
I would imagine the antagonist changes a little
that's
bit.
a shame. Because Team Rocket, they had that
Rocket
cat,
still might be in there, but like, have you played many of the games?
just red, blue, and yellow.
Yeah, so Rocket's the main antagonist
Yeah.
in Red, Blue, and Yellow, but the antagonist changes. It's still a similar kind of idea, like of a there's a big, large kind of corporate style group of evil doers doing something evil and it changes from game to game,
Yeah.
and they kind of lean into that, I think, in the show,
Yeah.
but that the antagonist changes show to show. But I'm pretty sure like Jesse and James are in there as Team Rocket throughout somehow.
Right, that's their names. Do you want to know an interesting fact before we move on to the rest of the things you watched?
Sure.
It's Pokemon related.
Sure.
It was within the last 5 years. Because when you're a kid, like, you know, it was 97, so I was 5 when the show started.
Right.
And obviously younger when Pokemon became a thing. It was within the last 5 years. Because, first game came out the year prior in 96. So I was 4. it was in the last 5 years that I discovered or realized that the game came first.
Really?
That Pokemon started as a Game Boy game
I remember when it first came out as a game.
in 96.
Sitting beside my buddy on the bus who had a Game Boy and I didn't, and watching him play and being jealous to the nines.
But you know what I mean? Like, you say really, but also, think about it. When you're 4 or 5 years old, you're not aware of those things.
Aware
right?
of what things?
Aware of like, oh, this game came out before the show, and you're 4 years old.
I wasn't 4 or 5, though.
No.
You
But
were.
I'm saying for me, right? When you're 4 years old,
I hear what you're saying.
you're not aware of those things. And then as an adult, because I'm not, like, I don't have Pikachu gear.
I know what
Hang
you're
on.
talking about. Yeah. I've had that.
I don't have this Pikachu gear and stuff like that. And it's super reasonable to assume, Pokemon was a show, or it was trading cards, or it was like some anime show or comic book or something, and then they made a game from it. It feels really unique and like an outlier that this whole craze and this massive show and all of this stuff started from a little 8-bit
Yeah.
Game Boy game.
Yeah.
So,
But
anyways.
I know the feeling that you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
like, what?
What? Because I wrote my little bloggy thing that I don't like writing because you want me to do it every couple of weeks or whatever.
Well, the patrons.
Yeah,
That's-
for the patrons.
it's for them.
Check it out. If you read it and you're a patron, you know what I'm talking about in here in a sec. But like I've had that with BattleTech.
Right.
Because I played the video games when I was a kid and I thought, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I played
What a great game series.
Yeah. And then in high school, they came up with a board game, a tabletop game for it, where you get like these clicky bases.
Yeah. I remember. I had some, but they didn't mean anything
And
to
I
me.
played it all the time at the local. It was a cover-to-cover bookstore in town, which doesn't exist anymore. Oh man,
Cover to cover. Millennia Books?
no, it's called Cover to Cover.
Cover to
It was
Cover.
a used bookstore. It's where what does he call his business? It's where it's beside Becker's Shoes, the IT where
Oh,
Aaron
okay.
used to have his
Yeah.
office.
Okay.
It was there.
Interesting.
They had a couple tables in the back. People would play tabletop games.
Yeah. Creepy.
But anyway, I thought, oh man, this is so cool. They made a tabletop board game of the favorite video game I love.
Right.
And then I'm playing with these older guys who been around longer than I have, big nerdy geeks, and one of them, I was kind of telling them like, yeah, man, I love the video games. I'm so happy they got this board. He's like, dude, the video games didn't come first.
Yeah.
I was like,
This
what are you
has been
talking
around.
about?
Yeah.
No, man, this has been around since '84. In '84, they were little miniatures on hex bases, and you moved them. I was just like, they what?
Yeah. Yeah. Blew your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
1984.
now I play that version of the game, which is amazing and a lot of fun.
Yeah. So what else you watch?
So yeah, family movie night. We watched Moana 2.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Pete and I might be reviewing that for the show soon.
Good film.
Okay. Don't spoil anything for me. I mean, I have to go back and rewatch the first one.
I feel like the antagonist isn't as interesting as the first one, which makes the journey a little bit less interesting.
Feel less meaningful.
It feels a little less meaningful. Yeah. They do a good job of like kind of crafting the story from kind of going from one. This is now what's happened with two. Like, I'll just kind of, to use a phrase that's used in the film, what happens in one is just kind of a stepping stone, and now the true problem it has revealed itself.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing. You've unlocked a bigger world, and now this is the actual
Right, because the
problem
first
you're
one's that
facing.
fiery person.
Yeah, Tafiti. Well, Tafiti.
Tafiti's the good one.
Tafiti. Well, it is Tafiti. It's
Takei.
Tafiti without her heart is Taka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But good film. I really enjoyed it. I've said before, I think on this show that I like Moana better than Frozen.
Right.
Frozen's good. I don't know why Frozen seems more popular than Moana. Moana's got a great song.
Sure, but it just didn't. It wasn't as catchy, as stuck in everyone's head as.
What can I say? You're welcome for the wind in the sky.
Yeah, but that's less catchy than.
I don't know.
Let
I
It
like
Go.
it. I would say the biggest problem to it being catchy is that the tempo is fast.
The tempo is
A
fast.
faster tempo makes it harder to remember and repeat.
And also not that the Moana song's not a great song, but from a impressive Holy Pipes, incredible singing, the Let It Go is a more over the top, out there song.
I don't know.
Okay.
The main Moana song where she's like, I am a winner. Like
Yeah.
that one's got some pretty high highs and
Sure.
some.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think,
it's
don't
not
know.
a hill I'm going to die on. I don't care.
Moana's better.
Okay.
And the second one is better than Frozen 2 by a mile's length.
I mean, I had so many issues with
yeah.
Frozen 2.
It's way better than Frozen 2. And I feel like one of the things that a lot of people latched onto with Frozen was that the heroines, like there wasn't really a love story,
Right.
and there wasn't a man to save them. They were the heroes themselves,
Right.
right? Kind of a go women kind of thing, which is fine, great, and the story did a great job of telling the story that way. But Moana does a better job of telling that story.
Right.
Brave does a better job of telling that story, in my opinion.
Right.
So
So you're stoked about the big Moana movie that's coming then?
the live action one,
Yeah. 'Cause
Eh,
you're all like,
we'll see.
Moana.
We'll see. I don't know.
I mean, it's cool that Dwayne Johnson's
Yeah.
doing the role.
Well, and isn't the voice actor playing the girl too? I think I could be wrong.
It's possible.
But anyway, moving on. I got together with some buddies that I don't live close to me. I traveled down to the city to hang out with them for an evening and
Okay, I'll let
have
that.
some dinner. And
I'll let that pass.
But you don't really know them. It'd be weird if you came along.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, when you're like, oh, I got together with some buddies, and I was like, well, I wasn't there, so this can't be.
But anyway,
But no.
we had dinner and we went to a film, and I saw Captain America 2 again.
Okay.
Didn't get any better
Why?
because they hadn't seen it
They
yet.
wanted to see it.
Yeah, they
and
hadn't
you're
seen
like,
it yet.
Okay.
And yeah, and it's just, yeah, my opinion of it hasn't changed. It feels like it's trying to be two films that and they're missing the main protagonist for one of them. And
Yeah.
the film's got some issues.
If you haven't yet, go check out our Captain America Brave New World review.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't seen Captain America Brave New World, I doubt you'll be upset that we spoil it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not good.
Yeah.
Not the worst
The-
MCU film,
Man,
but not good.
on second viewing, one of my issues feels more glaring than initial.
Okay.
And it's Sam standing up to Red Hulk.
Yep.
Like
You're just a man.
He's just a man. Some of it you could go, okay, right off, vibranium suit and wings and stuff. Okay, fine. But him stopping that flagpole,
Yep.
like, no, his arms are broken.
Anyways, hang on. We're not here to spoil.
His arms are broken.
We're not here to
His
spoil
arms
a
are
film
broken.
that's still
bad.
relatively
It's
new.
bad. So anyway, yeah, and that was it. Oh, and Mad Men.
And Mad
Emily
Men.
and I are continuing to watch Mad Men. That's a fun
You're
film.
enjoying it still.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a fun show.
Cool.
What did you watch?
We're still watching Clone Wars.
Yeah.
We are 4 episodes away from the end of season 6.
Oh.
Which means
Season 7's the
all we have
wrap-up.
left
Yeah.
is the wrap up. Yeah.
And you're going to jump into Bad Batch?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know what?
It ties in.
It ties in really nicely. Yeah. And although.
Because season 6, Bad Batch are kind of introduced,
no,
right?
Season 7.
Is it 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, although I only watched season 1 of Bad Batch the first time around and was not too swanky on it, I did go into Bad Batch because I remember I watched Clone Wars in prep for Bad Batch.
Right.
And I went into Bad Batch based on what I was given in Clone Wars. I went into Bad Batch with anticipation.
Right.
And so, yeah. So I imagine I will have that anticipation or close to again when we wrap Clone Wars. And so, yeah, I think I would just go straight into it. And because there were moments I liked. There were things. My favorite thing about Bad Batch was because it takes place immediately following Order 66, you got to see some of that Republic into Empire transition. Some of those behind the scenes stuff that like I'm like, ooh, this is answering questions.
Yeah.
Not questions that were necessarily always
kind of
like
the storyline about when was it Fives figures out about the chips?
Yeah, which does happen in season 6
Yeah.
when he's like, well, what's going these tumors and stuff. Yeah, and Shaak Ti's like, Shaak Ti, it's a weird storyline watching it because Shaak Ti is there on Camino and the cloning center. She's sort of the Jedi that's like
Overseeing
stationed
things,
there.
yeah.
And like, because she's trying to be Jedi diplomat, whatever, she ends up just gaslighting the hell out of Fives. And you're like, no. Like, it almost paints Shaak Ti as
Right.
not necessarily a bad guy, but kind of really dumb or like oblivious, a little naive.
Not wanting to shake the tree.
Yeah. So anyways.
We need the troops, so I'll overlook this thing.
So anyway, so we're watching that. And then yesterday? Was it yesterday? What's today? Today's Wednesday. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. My mom came over.
Ooh.
Because we are watching the next series that we're watching together.
Right.
So we watched Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fun. Now, has she seen Ghostbusters before? You're a big Ghostbusters guy. I imagine she's seen it in passing.
She saw Ghostbusters in the theater.
What?
Yeah.
Lucky duck.
And she's pretty sure
Dan Aykroyd was sitting beside her when she watched it.
that at first she thought that maybe she hadn't seen it since. She's pretty sure she
Got an autographed copy from Dan
saw
Aykroyd
that the last time she saw Ghostbusters, it would have been
in Bill Murray's private screening room.
in the mid to late 90s. So it's been 25 years anyways since she's seen it. So it was kind of a fun tie-in because I'm like, I'm on a Sigourney Weaver kick. But my mom did have she didn't mean it as a hot take, but it was a hot take to me and kind of like dropped a big bomb. She's like, never liked Sigourney Weaver as an actress.
What?
Yeah, she doesn't. She's just like, I just don't care for her acting. And I'm like, really? Huh.
That is
To me, Sigourney Weaver's just a national treasure.
Yeah,
like,
that's a hot take.
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
So she doesn't like Sigourney Weaver.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, I disagree.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and X, Twitter X,
Twix.
Ew. Twix has got to be one of the worst chocolate bars.
What?
Yeah, it's
I
gross.
love Twix.
No, it's gross.
No, man.
I can right now.
Cookie wrapped in caramel and chocolate.
Right now, I could name off the top of my head. I can name 10 better chocolate bars.
I mean, there's lots of good chocolate bars. I like Twix.
10 better. 10 that blow it out of the water.
I would put it in my top 10.
Really?
Yeah, easily. That and Reese's.
Reese's is not a chocolate bar.
It's a chocolate bar.
It's not a bar.
It comes in bar shape.
No, it comes in a circle.
No, the wrapper is in a bar shape.
Yeah, but it's
Chocolate
not a chocolate bar.
It's a chocolate bar.
No.
Sure it is.
No.
Then a Twix isn't a chocolate bar, and you can't hate on it for being
Why?
one.
It's bar shaped.
No, it's not. It's finger shaped.
You're an idiot.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
Okay, so let's say Reese's is. Okay? Let's say it is. Fine. I mean, you're just helping me. You're just helping
Giving
me.
you more cannon fodder.
Okay, so Reese's is better.
Sure.
Wonder Bar is better.
Okay.
O. Henry is better.
Okay.
Snickers is better.
All right.
Mars, even though Snickers is far superior to Mars Bar, Mars is better.
I would disagree with that.
I think you'll disagree with this one because you don't like the flavor as a whole. And anyone not in Canada right now is going, the what? Coffee Crisp is way better. Coffee Crisp is a delicious chocolate bar.
No.
Even though it's not the best chocolate bar out there, Kit Kat is a better chocolate bar than Twix.
No.
Either Almond Joy, Bounty, Island Bar, whatever your variety of it is, but the coconut covered or the chocolate covered coconut bar is better.
No.
That's fine. What's the one that's like? Is it Crispy Crunch? The one that's like toffee covered in chocolate?
What one?
Crispy Crunch? Is that one?
Crispy Crunch is sponge toffee covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
That's
not
good.
crunchy.
No. Crunchy's different.
But the Crispy Crunch, crunchy's gross.
Crunchy and crunch are two different.
Yes. But Crispy Crunch is delicious. It's better.
It's all right.
Toblerone is better.
Oh, Toblerone's number one. It's the king.
I mean, that's all I need, but I can keep Hershey's, the cookies and cream bar is better.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's better.
It's okay.
It's better.
It's okay.
I was going to tell you a story.
I don't disagree with all of your lists.
I was going to tell you a story.
But I disagree with many.
As a part of my preamble, and it's candy related. So I'm going to tell you it now. I'm going to finish doing and then I'll tell you that's how we'll end the story at the episode. Make sure you check out our Patreon. It's a great way to give back to the show, help support the show, helps us pay the bills, helps us improve the show so that we can continue to provide a good and better show for you. It's also a great way to get some fun perks. Carl talking about BattleTech.
Yeah, BattleTech.
And the really funny, did you see Pete's newest thing where he's...
It was a video.
With a video?
I didn't
You
see
can
the
do that
video.
too.
No.
If you want to, like, instead
I
of
just
typing...
don't like self-promoting. I have to self-promote technically.
It's not self-promoting.
It feels self-promoting. I don't like it.
If you want to pull your phone
I'll keep
out...
doing it.
And if you want to pull your phone out and rant about something, just like, it doesn't even need to be scripted. You just want to ad-lib and go off about something. And it's Patreon, so you can swear. You don't even have to censor yourself. You could just, like, flip out.
I can't swear because your mom.
Wow, she's not watching stuff on Patreon. She doesn't even know what Patreon is. I took her credit card, signed up. No, I didn't do that. And merch. We have merch.
Stiff.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Stickers.
Yeah, new stickers.
Yeah.
Fun new stickers.
Which have been selling well.
Did really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, people buying stickers.
Keep buying stickers.
Someone bought 4 stickers.
We'll have to make more stickers.
Yeah, we'll make more of things. Yeah.
Cool.
So my story. So I was in the city last week.
Okay.
For I was at a trade show.
Sure. Yeah.
Just bumming around the trade show.
I remember you telling me that you're going to it.
And I'm leaving the trade show, right? I'm walking out. I'm like, I'm tired. I want to go home, right? Trade shows can be exhausting.
Yeah.
It's just, everyone's trying to sell you something. You're like, I don't want to be a part of this.
I've been to trade shows as a consumer.
Yes.
So I can understand how that would be.
And it's exhausting. And so you're walking out of the trade show, and just the way, like, obviously there's exits that you could use to leave in the event of a fire. But if there's not a fire and you're just leaving the trade show and everything's okay, there's one exit, right. They have it sort of set up
Yeah.
like you follow this labyrinth. There's one exit, and it's a hallway that's maybe 8 feet across.
This
Maybe-
is
maybe 10
like
feet.
the trade show people exit.
No, this is
This
just the
everyone-
exit to the
okay.
place.
Right.
Right. Everyone's going out this exit. And you are, it's maybe 10 feet across.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And you cannot get through this exit without passing the table where the two 10-year-old girls see you coming.
Selling Girl Guide cookies.
And about 10 feet before you reach the table, you hear the voices, "Excuse me, would you be interested in buying some Girl Guide cookies?" And I stopped, right? Because you only have 3 options.
Yeah.
Either, yes, I'll buy Girl Guide cookies, walk past and ignore them,
Right.
or look at these girls and say, no, go to hell. Right? Those are your 3 options, realistically. And so I
mean,
stopped.
you could say yes, take a box and don't pay for it and run away.
So, well, yeah, but that's then you're a dick. So,
There's a fourth option.
So I stop and I pivot. Right, it's just 2 girls behind the table, and then on the opposite side of the hall, a little down from where all this is happening, are the 2 like I don't know what den mothers or whatever they're called. Right, like they're
sure.
the chaperone.
Yeah.
people.
Keeping an eye from a distance.
Yeah. And so I stop and I turn and I look at this woman, right? She's like mid-40s or whatever. And she looks back at me, and this whole thing is in like the course of a second and a half. Like, it's super short. We just look at each other and we exchange a look, which is me going, "You bastards." And her looking at me, and her look says, "Yeah, that's right." And so my response to, "Would you like to buy some Girl Guide cookies?" is, "I guess I would, wouldn't I?" And this little girl, adorable manipulator, but a manipulator,
Right.
says, "We can do cash or a tap." Like they're like, they've got it.
Tap.
Right? They've got it all figured out. And so I'm like, well, I'll take a box of the minty chocolate, because those are the best ones.
No, they're not.
And so I was like, I'll take a box of these. Well, they only had those and like just the plain vanilla whatever's left. And so I was like, I'm going to take those because they're my favorite anyways. I love mint chocolatey stuff. And so anyway, she's like, "Oh, thank you." And you know what? And I'm just walking away and I'm thinking to myself, I mean, this is genius.
It's the best
genius.
place to set up. Yeah. People have to come in and out.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not the best place to set up, and this is how I end the story here. But yeah, I'm walking away and I'm thinking to myself, I hope, even though these girls are like 10, I mean, they might be 12, I don't know, but they're young. I hope that it is explained to them why that table is set up there and why all this, because what a great lesson. At such a young age, what a great lesson on sales and marketing and
Philanthropy.
smart, whatever. But while all this is happening, I pay for my cookies and I go over and I say to the woman, I'm like, this is genius. This is evil, but it's genius. And I said, there was a story somewhere that I read about how some Girl Guides set up their table selling cookies outside of a pot shop and made a killing.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh yeah, that was in Alberta." Like she knows the story. It's insider information for them, right? And she's like, "Yeah, it was in Alberta." And I was like, "Yeah, they just cleaned up." And this woman's only response, the last thing I heard from her was, "Yeah, well, we're not dumb." It's just like, oh. So that's how
you bought Girl
that's
Guide
how a
cookies?
10-year-old swindled me out of $6 the other day. Yeah.
Is it swindling if you get what you want?
I did not want the cookies. I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I just wanted to be left the hell alone. And now I have to.
Now you're alone and you have cookies. It's what you wanted.
Oh, the cookies are gone.